स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवैत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद गीता की जय। Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you in today's session. So today we wish to complete this chapter in the time that we have. So we have seen till text 24 this chapter, right? So now rest of the verses about 19 verses about. So we will complete them. So before we proceed, we have seen different sections in this chapter. So first and foremost, Arjuna began with a question in this chapter, and that question was expression of his confusion. So can someone tell what is the confusion of Arjuna with which he began this chapter? Question to Krishna. What is his confusion? How does the chapter begin? Yes. Who wants to tell? Please raise hand. Manush Pro, yes.
Krishna, please. Prabhuji, Arjuna was confused because of he want to actually renounce or karma. What will do? He don't know. He's confused about the will do duty or tag. Like
Yeah. So that is right. That is his confusion. But why is that he is confused, Prabhu? Did Krishna confuse him actually? Hmm? Did Krishna actually confuse him? No. So what you are telling is right, but yeah, what is the cause? Like what sort of instructions from Krishna which he is misunderstanding and thinking that there is some confusing words that Krishna is speaking? Hmm? Somebody else can answer now. Manoj Prabhu answered half of the part. Kshitish Prabhu, yes, Hare Krishna. Okay, I thought you raised the hand. So, anyone else? Why is Arjuna thinking that there is confusion?
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Okay, I heard Mataji's voice first. Param Sundari Radha Mataji, yes, you can speak.
Prabhuji, it is because when Lord mentioned about Buddhi Yoga, it means Nishkam Karma Yoga. But Arjuna took it in a wrong way and he thought that Buddhi Yoga is taken as a Gyan Yoga. So Arjun got confused, and that is why his question was that if it is in a Gyan Yoga, then it says that it means that I should not fight. Then why, Lord, you are telling me to fight? So because he was confused that Buddhi Yoga is Gyan Yoga, but it was not. It was basically Lord meant it was Nishkam Karma Yoga. But that confusion created that dispute or argument between Arjuna and Lord. the Lord.
Yeah, that's nice. Yes, that's correct. Huh? That's the reason actually. Mata buddhir janardana. Bhagavan, he said that basically keep all the abominable work away by buddhi yoga. So Arjuna feels, oh, okay, means by jnana yoga. But Krishna doesn't say jnana yoga. Krishna is saying buddhi means nishkam karma yoga there or bhakti yoga. Wherever in both these paths you will fight. Uh, so that's the confusion. That anything you want to add, Kshitish? This was the
No,
answer. Yeah,
no, bro. It was the same thing.
same thing. Okay, good. Yes, fine. Thank you. So this is how Arjuna began the confusion. So then Krishna began speaking, and Krishna told that actually there are two paths. There is karma yogena, yoginam, and jnana yogena, sankhyanam. Both these paths are there. Jnana yoga path, karma yoga path, like that. So both these paths will lead to moksha. Jnana yoga will also lead to moksha. Karma yoga will also lead to moksha. Why is then Krishna saying that Nishkam Karma Yoga is better than Jnana Yoga? In fact, in usual yoga ladders, Jnana Yoga is higher than Karma Yoga. But Krishna is saying, no, I recommend you Nishkam Karma Yoga only. So why is Krishna recommending Nishkam Karma Yoga over Jnana Yoga? Kshitish?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Krishna is recommending Nishkam Karma Yoga over Jnana Yoga because it is more universal. And because Jnana Yoga involves karma sannyas, which is practically impossible, and also to set an example for the world.
Very nice. Very nice. You remember precisely the reasons. Universality of Nishkam Karma Yoga, and then also that to set a good example. That aspect is also there. And then plus, so you mentioned that nicely. There is just one important point of that universality. Why is Jnana Yoga or rather Karma Yoga more universal than Jnana Yoga? Because Jnana Yoga needs something which is not needed for Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga. What is that which is the prerequisite for Jnana
Hare
Yoga,
Krishna,
which is
Prabhuji.
not needed for
Uh,
Bhakti Yoga?
yes,
Who
Hare
is that?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji, wait a minute. You answered already. Let somebody else answer. Yeah. Anyone else wants to answer? Aparna, Mataji, she's saying, yes, there is prerequisite of purification of heart. Very nice. So that's right, Mataji. Purification of heart is needed if you want to practice Jnana Yoga. If there is no purification of heart and one gives up karma, everything goes to forest, so what will happen? Then Krishna describes the dangers of such a thing. Without purified heart, if one takes to karma sannyas, goes to forest, what is the risk? Who wants to tell? Tell me, what is the risk? What risk Krishna is saying? Other devotees, who wants to answer that? In the first section where Krishna is explaining why karma yoga is more recommended than jnana yoga. So without necessary purification, if somebody takes to jnana yoga, some disaster can happen. What is that? Krishna speaking. Okay, Kshitish Prabhu only again. All right, Prabhu, please speak. Yes.
Prabhuji, so if Jnana Yoga, if a person takes Jnana Yoga without purification of heart, then he might become a mithyachari.
Oh, very nice. Perfect. He will become a mithyachari. Karmendriyani sanyamya yaste manasa smaram. Indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyachara sauch. He will become mithyachari because heart is not pure, but he has given up karma. So his mind will dwell on sense objects. He will think of pleasures of this world and he will contemplate and he will think, oh, I am missing so much. While externally he is wearing saffron robes. He is he's staying in the forest, whatever. but inside he's contemplating, oh, I'm missing so much. So that's a mithyachar, no? That's not good. Because you should be true to your ashram, like that. So if you have taken Jnana Yoga, then you should be pure. At least you should be striving to be pure. But if one is contemplating on sense objects, then Krishna says it's not good. Better be honest and practice the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga. Do your duties. So Krishna is again and again saying, do your duty, practice Nishkam Karma Yoga, and do your duty. So why? I mean, what happens by that doing the duty? What result it achieves that Krishna is again and again telling that do it, do it, do it? What is the result that is accomplished by practicing the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga? What does it do? Param Sundari Radha Mataji. Yeah. Yes, Mataji, please speak.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Prabhu, it purifies
Yeah, what does
the
purification
heart
mean?
and slowly uh, purification, like the person strives to become Krishna conscious from heart.
Purification. What if that person is not practicing Bhakti Yoga? If he is practicing Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam Karma Yoga, then what would be the purification? Hmm? Yes, you have to understand purification. What does that mean? Purification. Purification hoga, purification. क्या है वो purification? हाँ, क्षितिज, क्या है purification?
Prabhuji, the renunciation of desires and freedom from bondage.
Renunciation of what sort of desires?
Material desires like enjoyment.
ठीक है. So that is called purification. Okay? Understand this. That is called purification. When you do the duty, in this world, when you do the duty, then doing that duty slowly, slowly, you will become detached from the desire to enjoy. If that duty is being done under Guru's instruction, under Shastra's instructions, you will find that slowly person will become detached. Like how in young age, everybody is very hankering for worldly objects. But slowly you do that duty, and if you have done that duty perfectly, an automatic detachment comes if one is doing it under Guru's instruction, under instructions of the Shastras. If one is also practicing spiritual life, you see that slowly person becomes detached. So now he becomes qualified to take up the path of Vanaprastha or Sannyas. Why? Because the purification has occurred. That's called purification. Purification means freedom from desire to enjoy. That's called purification. Now, after that purification, the person will take, further aspects of bhakti, developing love for Krishna, or he will take, if it is Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam Karma Yoga, he will develop the, attachment for moksha, or attachment of Shantaras. He will develop the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and all. But purification is more basic. It is that you don't want to enjoy the material world. You are like done with it. So that's called purification. And then one can take to Jnana Yoga, or one can take to path of renunciation, basically. Before that, it is not good to take to the path of renunciation, because what will happen? No purification of heart means he is in renounced order, but he is constantly contemplating on sense objects. So then that is mithyachar. That's how. Okay. So like that, you should remember Gita. Then you have understood it nicely. I keep on saying this. You have to understand the flow of Gita. So now, if Krishna says that I am not qualified for performing Nishkam Karma Yoga, what is Krishna's argument? I'm sorry. If Arjuna says that I am not qualified for Nishkam Karma Yoga, what does Krishna recommend then? Acha, you are not qualified for Nishkam Karma Yoga. Okay. So please, you go for Jnana Yoga. What is Krishna's recommendation? Tell me. Yes, Mamta Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, to take the path of karma kand, like have a
very
desire.
very nice. So yeah, is that Dimple, right? You are saying, you are speaking?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So you tell me why does Krishna say that, okay, if you are not qualified for Nishkam Karma Yoga, you take the path of Karma Kand. Why Krishna can say that you can take path of Jnana Yoga also, no? Why he is saying Karma Kand?
Uh, Prabhuji, Arjuna is a Kshatriya, so Krishna wants him to fight first the battle, and does not recommend Jnana Yoga because in that there's no particular action. Like fighting can't be in Jnana Yoga.
Yeah, very nice. Huh? Yes, it's a path of Karma Sannyas. So how can it happen? So in Karma Kand, is there fighting or not on that path?
Yes.
Yes, so that's right. So that's the answer, basically. Because on the path of Jnana Yoga, there is no fighting, while on the path of Karma Kand, you can still fight, although with a lower inspiration. So Krishna is saying, okay, you are not qualified for Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, no problem. So should I go to the forest? No, 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 no. You fight still. Fight on the level of Karma Kand, no problem. You be attached to the fruits. Imagine that you are going to enjoy great kingdom, and that's why you should fight. Okay. So that's how Krishna is. So with that perspective, then he explains this whole foundational philosophy of, devatas and karma kand, and how devatas by cooperation they give everything, how the yajna vidhi is important. One who does not offer to the devatas and Krishna is a thief. uh, that cycle we saw on Nad Bhavanti Bhutani, like that. Hmm. So can someone tell me that cycle? What causes what? Hmm? Uh, you can tell me. It begins with the living entities. So what do the living entities subsist on? And then further, can somebody explain that cycle, which Krishna has explained with the two verses 14 and 15? Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhava. Param Sundari Radha Mataji, yes. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu,
Explain.
first, it is jivas. Jivas take grain
Jivas subsist on?
of described demigods like Indra and all. From yagna, then karm comes with because
Actually,
yagna
your
we
voice
get
is breaking. Your voice is breaking, Mataji.
we
We are not able to understand.
get prescribed knowledge of prescribed duties from us and then of
No, no, no. It's breaking only. It's difficult to understand. Okay.
Hare
Anyone
Krishna.
else? Yes, Mataji, you want to try again?
Prabhu, first it is jivas, living entities, and living entities survive on grains. So then comes grains. We get grains from rains. Rains we get by performing yagnas, which we perform yagnas for prescribed demigods like Indra and all. And then these prescribed yagnas, knowledge of this yagnas we get from the karm activities which are prescribed duties. These prescribed duties are knowledge of prescribed duties is the source is Vedas. We get this knowledge from Vedas, and Vedas we get from the Lord has from breathing of Mahavishnu, as you discussed yesterday in the class, that breathing of Mahavishnu, the Vedas are sung. So we get Vedas from the Lord. So this is the cycle which in the verse 14 and 15 it is discussed.
Very nice. Very good. See, I want all of you to answer like this. Why I am having 2, 3 people only answer? Uh, Others, either they are so humble devotees, Trinadapi Sunichena, that they don't want to answer, they want to give others the opportunity, or that you are not revising at all. Mm. So I think the second possibility may be more probable. Uh, so so you have to revise what we are reading and try to remember. Like I see some of these devotees are answering, right? So you should all be able to answer like this, that way. Then you have understood Gita actually. Then you are understanding what's happening there. Mm. So we have given the PPT, which has these sections. We are also discussing them. There are also Prabhupada's purports. So you go through them and try to understand what exactly is being said. If you don't understand the class, you hear it once more. Try to understand it. Discuss it with others. Don't try to understand everything on your own. If you see some good students, discuss with them what is the exact understanding. At least we have strength of 18 devotees in today's session, right? So at least 9, 10 of you should be speaking that yes, this is it, this is it, like that. So then that is good. But I see only 3, 4 are answering. What about others? So you probably need to revise, discuss, check with others, right? Due to some shortage of time, I am not questioning. Otherwise, in my class, I sometimes will ask you 30, 40 questions. Every single verse's understanding I will check. But then, yeah, I mean, we are already short of time, so naturally, I can't do that. But if I do that, then everybody will understand. Everybody will have to answer, Then they just everything becomes very clear. Why Krishna is doing this? Why is Krishna doing that? So fine. So I would say that, do that, do some revision, hear the class again. If you are not understanding, ask also. I can explain again. If you don't understand something, you can ask Prabhu, we are not understanding this. Can you explain again? This way, right? So that then, yeah, see, you are not going to do Bhakti Shastri course 3, 4 times, right? It will be once only. So why not then put the effort and understand as much as possible once only? These are not the courses that you will do 10 times like that. So that's why take some effort, try to understand. The topics will go on adding further. Right now we are discussing Karma Kand and Nishkam Karma Yoga only. Now Jnana Yoga will come, then Ashtang Yoga will come, then Bhakti Yoga will come. So then you have to understand all these dynamics. क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर? Why not this? Why is that recommended? Why is this recommended? In that way, like that. Otherwise, you may understand the essential message of Gita, which is Bhakti Yoga, but you will not understand Gita's details also, right? It is fine that any child can also understand that final message of Bhagavad Gita is Gita. But then for that, you don't need a Bhakti Shastri kind of study, no? That can be done even by doing a normal study. You understand that. Even if you yourself read, you will understand that Bhakti Yoga is the conclusion. But this Bhakti Shastri study is supposed to give you these technical aspects also. That why is Krishna comparing different yogas? What are the differences? Why are we not practicing Nishkam Karma Yoga, but instead Bhakti Yoga? Why not Jnana Yoga, but Bhakti Yoga? So that's how. Fine. Okay. So, then finally, after that, Krishna takes up this aspect also, that if Arjuna says that, no, actually, I am qualified for Jnana Yoga. So what does Krishna say then? If you are qualified for Jnana Yoga, okay, so go ahead and do Jnana Yoga. What is Krishna's argument in that case? If you are qualified for Jnana Yoga. Shri Padamboj Prabhu, what do you say?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Dandavad Pranam.
Prabhuji, kindly repeat the question, Prabhuji. I could not
I'm
completely
saying
hear it.
if Arjuna says that I am qualified actually for Jnana Yoga, Krishna, I want to practice Jnana Yoga, so I'm qualified for it. So what does Krishna, how does Krishna counter that?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. Krishna says you have to continue in the Karma Yoga only.
Why?
So,
Yeah. Why is the point? Huh? Why?
basically, to set a proper example in the society.
Very
That is
nice.
the reason.
Very nice. That's the reason. Huh? Very nice. That to set the proper example, loka sangraham evartham, api sampashan kartum arhas. Loka sangraha, yad yad acharati sreshthas. You have to set a good example for others, even though you may be qualified for Jnana Yoga. Hmm. And then Krishna speaks about himself also. Why is he bringing himself in the discussion? What is the purpose? He says that, Utsiye Diyu Rime Loka, that verse. Or before that, Krishna is
Yes,
saying
Prabhuji.
also.
Yeah, actually, Krishna is also telling that there is no work in the three worlds that can bind him. I am doing this because to set an example, because otherwise there will be Varna Shankara, that Krishna is repeating that the men will take a wrong path. So that's the reason I am also doing my karma, is what Krishna is.
So Krishna is saying, I am also setting the example, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's the reason. That's why Krishna brings himself up in the discussion. See, even I am setting example. Although there is no kartavya for me, as a bhokta, as an enjoyer, what Krishna has to do? He doesn't have to do anything. But still he acts in this world. He does some duty. He does all these activities which he comes and does in the material world. So why he has to do? He doesn't have to do anything. But still
Yes,
he
Prabhuji,
does so
yes.
that, still he does that. Yes, Prabhu, you answered it. Thank you. So still he does that because then people can see Lord's example and then see that, okay, Lord Krishna acted like this, so I should also act like that. When Lord was Grihastha, he was getting up at early morning, much more before Brahma Muhurta. And then he used to meditate. Krishna is meditating on whom? He's meditating on himself, right? Then he would do all his duties like, giving the charity, and in Vedic times, right? They would give everyday charity to Brahmanas. Then they would worship the cow, they would worship this. Panchamahayajnas they would perform. So Krishna would do all these things, then go to Sudharma assembly, then do his aspect of, being a minister to Ugrasena. So he would do all the duties, then he would come back in the evening, he would spend time with his family, his wives rather, so many of them, right? And children. And when Narad Muni entered into his house, he saw that Krishna had manifested different times also in his different palaces. 16,108 palaces. Krishna had manifested different times of the day. In one place, he was about to go to sleep. In another place, he had gotten up. In some place, he was having lunch. In another place, he was having dinner. In some place, he was talking to his beloved wife. In some place, he was playing with his children. In some place, he was speaking to Uddhava, like that. So Narad Muni saw, my Lord, how amazing. Krishna is shown his great Aishwarya. So in all these places, he was doing that. He was trying to set that example. Although he is doing his pastimes, but another purpose is also to show the example of what is an ideal householder. Hmm? So that section is very nice in the Bhagavatam, where he is showing how he is an ideal householder. So Krishna's acharitam activities are there, and Krishna's vachaha, the words are there. So Krishna's activities and words, what should we follow in our life? Should we follow Krishna's activities or should we follow Krishna's words? Upadesha. Huh? Who wants to answer that? Right? We had that discussion in the last verse. Very nice. Prabhupada quoted these verses. So Krishna's words are there. He's doing some upadesha and he is also acting in a certain way. So what should we follow in our life? Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So Lord's instructions we have to follow then is imitating his activities.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. So Lord's activities, we don't have to imitate. If something is to be practiced in our life, we can take that. Like Lord's behavior in Dwaraka, where he is teaching us to follow a certain lifestyle, we can take that. But so many other activities, we can't even take that. We cannot follow in his footsteps. He does Ras Leela. Can we follow in his footsteps? What is that? Follow in the footsteps of doing Ras Leela. No, you just cannot do it. You cannot imitate Krishna. Those are his pleasure pastimes. We have to only worship them. But some of his pastimes, like he's acting in Dwaraka, he's following some daily schedule. That we can take inspiration, try to practice in our life. So Krishna's activities we can follow, which are meant for following. But his Upadesha, 100% we should follow, try to follow in our life. It is certainly good for us. There we don't have to worry whether it is good for me or not. I don't know. No, his Upadesh that he has given in Bhagavad Gita for us, that we should follow. Very much it is for us to follow. So between Krishna's activities and words, the words are very important. The words for us, they are very important. We will follow that. And in his activities, whatever is worth following for us, whichever is his setting example for us, that much we will follow. Where he's showing his supreme enjoyer nature, that we can't follow. We can't imitate also, even if we try. But if we try to imitate, we will become very deplorable. We will become worth condemnation. And we will not be able to even do it, that imitation. So that's why one should follow Krishna's words. That's it. That's the conclusion. So then one remains very properly situated on path of bhakti. Fine. So now here comes the next section where Krishna now will speak about how this karma yoga is actually cause of elevation. It elevates and finally gives the same goal as Jnana Yoga. So let's do this and one more section after that and we will stop. So this is now text 25 and this section 25 to 36 now. We will 25 to 35 rather. We will discuss about difference between Karma Yoga and Karma Kand. Also, you could say how Karma Yoga elevates. It is discussed in this section. Saptah karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvams tatha saktas chikirshur loka sangraham. All right, so Kshitij, for next 10 verses, you can continue reading. Okay.
Okay,
so
bro.
please read the translation. Yeah.
As the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on the right path.
Thank you. So, see, Krishna is telling very nice thing. Avidvamsaha. Vidvamsa in Sanskrit, Vidvan means one who is learned. Avidvamsa, one is not learned. So just as ignorant men, they are very, very attached to karma, right? Ignorant men, they want to perform activities because they want the fruits, right? So just as ignorant people are attached to the activities because they are hankering for the fruits, kuryat vidvams tatha asaktah. Similarly, the learned man should also act. He should also act like that and with enthusiasm, but asaktah, but with detachment. Chikirshur loka sangraham, so that he can set a very beautiful example for all the people to follow, you know. So Krishna is speaking here about the enthusiasm to act in this world. He's saying to Arjuna, don't be enthusiastic to give up work. No, you also act equally enthusiastic manner like these worldly people. आपने देखा है outside people, when they work hard, they work so much hard, right? They want to earn so much money. They want to earn as much as possible resources. अब मुझे ये भी चाहिए, वो भी चाहिए. So many things. So Krishna is telling, as devotees or as Nishkam Karma yogis, Arjuna should also act like that only, with same enthusiasm. You may wonder, अरे ऐसे कैसे बोल रहे भगवान, right? So he is saying you also work hard as the karmis, as people who are attached, but you work hard with detachment, not expecting the fruits. Karmanne vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan. See, it is amazing, no? Krishna is not at all encouraging lethargy. So if we are students, we should work as hard as the outside students. Probably even more, because you are doing it for Krishna. So as students, it is our duty to work hard, not like, oh, we are devotees, so why should we work so hard? No, you see what Krishna is saying. Kuryat vidans tatha. The learned man, the bhakta or Nishkam Karma Yogi should also act like that. But being detached, not for enjoying that success, but for as an offering to Krishna. If we are a Bhakti Yogi, Nishkam Karma Yogi also does it with a detached heart. Chikirshur Loka Sangraham. Why? Because he wants to set the perfect example for the people, so that outside people won't say, Arey, these Hare Krishna devotees, these students, they don't study only. ये सब लेजी लोग है, ये lethargic लोग है, इनको कुछ नहीं आता. So they should not be able to say like that. So we will work equally hard for the pleasure of Krishna. That's the point. So point is this, that Krishna is encouraging that duty aspect very much. It's just that it is with the right intention. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when I look at the materialistic people, I get so much inspiration that they are working so hard for some petty sense enjoyment. So how much I should work hard for Krishna? You see? So it's not that I am saying that outside world they're running mad for money, so we should also run mad for money. No, I'm not saying that. I am saying the aspect of hard work, whether it is aspect of our work or whether it is service, we should never shy away from the hard work. We are always ready to work hard in this world. So if you are a student, study nicely, set a good example, Loka Sangraha. Let people say that, oh, Hare Krishnas are brilliant people. I have seen these are brilliant guys. Let them say that. If you are an employee, work in such a manner that people appreciate that these guys are very good people. They are so responsible in their work. that way, so that it becomes a very good example that way. So everything for Krishna. That's what is Krishna recommending. Here he is recommending, of course, on Nishkam Karma Yoga level, but same principle applies for Bhakti Yoga also, right? The Bhakti Yoga devotee also. He is very serious about serving Krishna. Uh, as the devotee Prabhupada was he working as hard as the outside people, or was he working even more than the outside people? Srila Prabhupada was working harder than the outside people. You know that Prabhupada slept only 2-3 hours actually. Prabhupada didn't sleep more than 2-3 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours at most. Harishori Prabhu was telling that's all his sleep was. And then he would get up at 2 o'clock and then start writing Bhagavatam purports, dictating Bhagavatam purports. And then whole day he would hardly take any rest. He sometimes would take a power nap, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's all he would take rest. So you see, Prabhupada, an old man, so to say, if he was working that hard, for what? For earning money for himself? No, for pleasure of Krishna, for expanding Krishna consciousness, so that Krishna consciousness, for the sake of Krishna consciousness. So this is what Krishna is recommending. So he's saying that there's no, you don't become lethargic, Arjuna, or don't run away from the battlefield. Rather, you should work hard, but do it as a matter of detachment at the level of Nishkam Karma Yoga. This way, you can see. So that's what Prabhupada says, Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada gives Bhakti Yoga's explanation. A person in Krishna consciousness and a person not in Krishna consciousness are differentiated by different desires. So a Krishna conscious person does not do anything which is not conducive to the development of Krishna consciousness. But then he may even act exactly like the ignorant person. It may appear like Krishna conscious devotees also acting so much. Sometimes they see our devotees distributing books on the signals, or sometimes even in the late night in marathon month, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10:30, devotees are distributing books sometimes. They may feel like, why they are working so hard? These people are also like us. कितना इनको पैसा चाहिए इसलिए काम कर रहे इतना, किताबें बेच रहे. But actually, is it for that purpose? Most of the devotees who work for book distribution and all, what they are just doing it completely selflessly, right? Absolutely, they don't want anything for that seva. They just want Prabhupada books should be distributed, isn't it? So you see, that's how a devotee also is a hard worker. So bhakti is not for lazy people. Bhakti is not for lethargic people. You may choose your service. You may choose to take a particular kind of lifestyle, but in that, then you have to work hard. So you may give up a job and, become a brahmachari, or you may give up your job and become a vanaprastha in temple. Both husband, wife are serving in temple. But it is for what purpose? It is to increase the service. Now you want to work hard for Krishna. Previously, you were working hard in outside world. Now you work, in fact, harder for Krishna. So that's how. That's our philosophy actually. Working hard for Krishna. न बुद्धिभेदम जनयेद अज्ञानाम कर्म संगिनाम जोशयेद सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान युक्तः समाचरन्. Yes, Prabhu.
So as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness.
Very important word. Krishna is saying, Arjuna, don't generate buddhi bhed. बुद्धि भेद मत करो तुम लोगों का. लोगों की बुद्धि में भेद कर रहे हो तुम. अज्ञानाम कर्म संगीनाम. Those who are ignorant people, karma sangi people, don't cause the split in their head. Buddhi bhed. Rather, Vidwan person, learned man, he in fact makes sure that the people, they act and they are engaged very nicely. So, Kshitej, can you tell me, when Krishna is saying don't cause buddhi bhed, how is Arjuna causing buddhi bhed?
By saying that I want to go for Jnana Yoga.
Yes, so how that will cause buddhi bhed for people?
So people might end up saying that even we can renounce
Very
our
nice. Perfect.
and
Very
then
nice.
become Mithyacharis.
Yeah, exactly. So you understood it. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna that you don't cause buddhi bhed by inspiring people to take Jnana Yoga path. Because you will take path of Jnana Yoga, you will go away from battlefield. So everybody will say, हाँ हम भी चलते हैं, चलो. So you may say, I am qualified for Jnana Yoga, but these guys are not. They should follow the path of gradual purification by Nishkam Karma Yoga. And you may be also qualified for Jnana Yoga, but I want you to fight for setting good example. That he has already said. So don't, one who is a learned man, no, he does not cause this buddhi bhed. He does not cause, how does Prabhupada? Yeah, disruption in the minds of ignorant men. Disruption, buddhi bhed. The split in the mind. Oh, I should also give up my work. So you understand why Krishna is speaking like this. Instead, Joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. What does vidvan do? He himself practices the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga and he engages everybody. Okay, all of you don't give up the work, you also engage. If somebody is karma kandi, he allows him to work, but slowly he brings that karma kandi also in the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga, because that's the path which will take you to the gradual purification. So that's how an intelligent person should act, Krishna is telling. And you are talking about taking Jnana Yoga and all that. It will set a very bad example. If you only go away, you are a Kshatriya. See, Vanaprastha Kshatriya also can go away from the battlefield. But is Arjuna Vanaprastha Kshatriya? He is not Vanaprastha Kshatriya. He is a Grahastha. So as a Grahastha, he has to do his duty. He cannot go away like that. Even if Arjuna says right now, right here at the battlefield, I become a Vanaprastha. So Krishna will say, no, 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 you can't do that. You first fight the battle, uske baad jo karna hai karo to. Because I want you to fight this battle. This is Dharma Yuddha. You should do it. So that's the point. A realized soul in Krishna consciousness should not disturb others in their activities or understanding, but he should act by showing how the results of all work can be dedicated to service to Krishna. See, Prabhupada is saying, speaking on the level of Bhakti Yoga. So just as a Nishkam Karma Yogi, he inspires everybody to act. Similarly, a Bhakti Yogi also. He also works very hard in Bhakti and inspires everybody that they should not go away by renouncing, take to path of Jnana Yoga, but rather they should act in Krishna consciousness. And in that way, slowly, slowly, they will become also very pure and they will attain the goal of life. The learned Krishna conscious person may act in such a way that the ignorant person working for sense gratification may learn how to act and how to behave. You see? So, take this section to talk about two people, Nishkam Karma Yogi, Bhakti Yogi. तो निष्काम कर्मयोग के स्तर पे भी ये श्लोकास अप्लाई होंगे, भक्ति योग के स्तर पे भी अप्लाई होंगे. So you know that the topic is going on as Nishkam Karma Yoga, but the best version is Bhakti Yoga. So Prabhupada is explaining in that manner, in the Bhakti Yoga manner, this way. Because in today's day and time, even Nishkam Karma Yoga is not easy. People don't understand Varna, don't understand ashram. What are their Varnashram duties? They're always confused about what is their Varnashrama. Best is Bhakti, Krishna consciousness. Let everybody accept path of Krishna consciousness and let them act in this world. So that's what Prabhupada is recommending, which is the perfect path. So that's how. So in next two verses, Krishna compares the ignorant person and the learned person. How ignorant person thinks that everything I am doing, I am the karta, while the learned man thinks that he is not the karta. But all these other factors are there. Material nature is there, Paramatma is there, modes are there. So Krishna is in this way comparing karma kand and nishkam karma yoga. 27 is speaking about somebody who is on karma kand level, or even below that, vikarmi, basically ignorant person, one who is ignorant of the knowledge of soul and ignorant of knowledge of prakriti, paramatma. How does such a person think is 27, and how does a learned man think is 28. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimodatma kartaham iti manyate. Yes, Prabhu.
The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of the activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature.
Yeah. So you see, this is the ignorant person. Actually, the activities which are carried out by Prakriti through her modes. But this person who is thinking himself to be body, he thinks that I am the doer. See, how do things happen when a jiva desires? So understand this. See, there are three factors. I'm sure you know also, but yeah, understand this. There is Prakriti, which means material nature. Material nature.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
You can't see my
Prabhuji,
screen?
yes, we can't see.
Oh, really? What happened? Okay, I'm sharing again. Now you can see?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. So there is Prakriti, then there is Jiva, living entity. And there is Paramatma, or the super soul. So actually, see, how does anything happen when a jiva does some action or something? How does it happen? So jiva, what does he do? He desires. And that desire is noted by Prakriti. See, like a living entity, he desires something. He desires to eat something. He desires to whatever, see something. He desires to go to some place. We are constantly desiring, no, something. So that desire is noted by Prakriti here. And then Prakriti, what does she do? She arranges all the aspects that how this desire can be accomplished. But you see, this particular aspect of Prakriti, why should she do it? Why should she follow Jiva? Is it that Jiva is master of Prakriti? No, because there is one factor here, which is Paramatma. So Jiva's desire is noted by Paramatma, noted by him. And then Paramatma, what does he do? He sanctions. So when Paramatma sanctions, then we see that that sanction goes to Prakriti. And in this way, then Prakriti, she acts and one is able to accomplish that particular desire. Now, Prakriti, when she is going to allow that particular desire or not, depends on the karma of the living entity. When Paramatma sanctions or Paramatma says to Prakriti that, okay, this Jiva has this particular desire. So Prakriti is going to see whether he has that karmic account. If he has, then Prakriti allows the fulfillment of that desire. Like somebody may want to say, I want to, what? I want to purchase Burj Khalifa. Some Jiva may say, right? So now can he do it or not? So his desire may be noted by Paramatma, and Paramatma will ask Prakriti that, okay, act on this. So depending on whether that person has such a karma, he will be able to do or not. So thus the living entity's desires, they are actually noted by Paramatma and Prakriti both. First, they are noted by Paramatma, and then Paramatma asks Prakriti that, okay, you evaluate this desire and see if it can be fulfilled or not, in this way. So there are these three main factors that are involved whenever the Jiva wants something. Jiva desires, Paramatma notes, and then he dictates the Prakriti, and then based on the karma of the Jiva, Prakriti either fulfills it or she doesn't fulfill that desire. So it's all dependent on karma. We may have a small desire like lifting our hand also. But if we don't have that karma to lift our hand, one day we will not be able to lift the hand also. It depends on karma. We may think that it is very normal thing. What? I am lifting this, I am lifting my hand. But that is because we have that karmic account. If that is lost, no, it's the same hand. You will not be able to lift it. You may desire. It happens with people, right? So many people. They get the gangrene or some disease like that, paralyzed. And now it's the same hand. You can't lift it. What happened? Yes, we see that the karma acted in such a way that the person is not able to do it. So, we are not the only ones who can decide our destiny. No. We have created some destiny by our prior activities. And there are factors which are beyond our own control that are also having their role to play in this whole system. So as a jiva, you can only desire actually. You don't have control over Prakriti. You can only desire. Paramatma has to sanction and dictate Prakriti. Then she will actually fulfill that or not fulfill that, depends on that. This way. So that's why if somebody considers that everything, I am the destiny maker, I am the greatest, मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो हूँ, like how people speak in outside world, na, मैं, they will also always say, मैंने इतना किया, मैंने उतना किया, I did this, I did that, I was nobody, but I made my destiny, all that. Actually, it is not true, it is false. So many people work hard. Why everybody doesn't become Elon Musk? Or why everybody doesn't become this Ambani, Mukesh Ambani or someone? Basically, any billionaires. So many people work hard, right? But not everybody becomes like that. Why? Because you have to have these other factors. Is Paramatma sanctioning? Is the karma there? If it is not there, we may work hard, we may desire, but still it will not work this way. So one has to recognize that there are factors beyond my own efforts or desires. There are factors. There is Paramatma, there is material nature. So I'm not the only one that way. So one who is Ahankara Vimudatma, one who is bewildered by the false ego, What is the false ego? To think that I am not the spirit soul, but I am the body. So if somebody is having that mistaken identity, then such a person thinks that I am the doer, I am everything. He is not ready to recognize any other personality, material nature, Supreme Lord. So this Prakriti, she has under her the three gunas. You could imagine Prakriti to be like a puppeteer. She's like a puppeteer, under whom you could say that there are again three gunas, which are like secondary puppeteers. And those puppeteers in turns are controlling the jiva. So, Prakriti, she owns the three gunas. And those three gunas, they own the living entity. Own in the sense they control the living entity. Like that. So it's like Prakriti, material nature, she's like a queen. And queen says to these three servants, Sattva, Raja, Tama, hey, do this, do that. Hey, you capture that person. So then those three with gunas, they act on us. Although gunas are not conscious, they are achit. They are devoid of consciousness, but they are forces. They are the energies of material nature which act very, in a very powerful way. Somebody is in a certain mode, no, you cannot do anything. You can't. That person, it's very difficult to influence such a person unless until you bring him to Krishna consciousness or something like that. So that's why it is mentioned that gunas are doing the things, because Prakriti, she works through gunas, through the three modes. So actually Prakriti is working it out through gunas, you could say. So this verse, you can say that Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. The activities, they are being performed by Prakriti actually, through gunas. So you can either say three modes, or you can say even the material nature herself, because she is the one who is actually controlling our body and all that aspect, senses and body and all. It's all given by material nature. This body is given by whom? Material nature has given, based on our karma, of course. So we are not the only factor. We can at best desire actually. Rest of it is arranged by Paramatma and Prakriti only. Still, we see that the people are so proud to think that they are actually the doers. It's not like that. Prabhupada, two persons, one in Krishna consciousness and other in material consciousness, working on the same level, may appear to be working on the same platform, but there is a wild gulf of difference. Two people, there is a great gulf of difference. The devotee works in true ego, that I am servant of Krishna, while the person in material consciousness works in false ego, that he is the doer of everything. But can a devotee think like that? No, he knows that there is Supreme Lord, there is material nature. All these factors are running. It's not that I am the cause of the success. No. I have my desire, which is okay. In that way, you are also one doer, karta, but you are not the only karta. In fact, later in the 18th chapter, Krishna will speak about 5 kartas, 5 factors of action. Adhishtanam tatha karta karanam cha prathak vidam vividhascha prathak cheshta daiva matra panchano. He will speak about 5 factors of action. Every action has these 5 factors. So only one of them is the jiva. One of the 5 factors is jiva. But there are other factors. There is Prakriti, there is Paramatma. These other factors are there. Adhishtan is there. Senses are there. So anyway, that we will see later. But the point is, here you can see these 3 factors at least: Paramatma, Prakriti, Purush. Purush meaning the jiva. Paramatma, jiva, and Prakriti. So the ignorant man forgets that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Rishikesha, or the master of the senses of material body. So such a person thinks, I am the everything, I am the greatest, I am the one who deserves the credit. You have to give credit to the Supreme Lord for everything. So a devotee never forgets this. Anything good we are able to do in this world, remember it's by blessings of Krishna. It's by blessings of Guru. So Krishna through material nature has given the body, he has given the senses, he has given the intelligence. So what are we proud of? We just have the right desire to serve Krishna, that is our glory. That much is certainly our credit, that we are utilizing our free will to serve Krishna. But otherwise, everything else is being arranged by Krishna through material nature, isn't it? So that's why a devotee never ever becomes proud. He wants to always give credit to the Supreme Lord, to the devotees, to Guru, to other Vaishnavas. In this way. That's the platform of a learned man. So let me complete this section, then I'll take the questions. Tattvavittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoh guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjate. Yes, Prabhu.
One who is in knowledge of the absolute truth, O mighty armed, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotion and work for fruitive results.
Thank you. So on the opposite, तत्वविद, देखो दो लोग बोले हैं, एक है अहंकार विमूढ़ आत्मा and another is tattvavid. These are contrasted. One who is in the knowledge of the truth, tattvavid, hey Mahabhaho Arjun, he understands that there is gunas, there is karma, and guna guneshu vartante iti matvana sajjate. He understands that when one is acting, the senses, they are coming in contact with the sense objects. So one is acting in that particular fashion, but one does not get attached. One knows that there is Prakriti, she has given me this mind and senses. And for doing a certain duty, I have to bring my senses with sense objects, meaning one will do some work, one will see through eyes, one will smell through the nose, one may pick up something by the hand and work. So guna guneshu vartante, the senses coming in contact with the objects of the senses. So he knows that this is material body, but as a spirit soul, he remains detached. He knows that he should remain focused on the moksha. That's how. So on the path of Bhakti Yoga, he knows that I should work for Krishna's pleasure and I should stay away from the fruitive results like karmakandis or vikarmis. I should stay away from that. Whenever learned man, I said, you can take it to mean Nishkam Karma Yogi or you can take it to mean Bhakti Yogi. Both are fine. This way. So a devotee knows that I should not work for the fruitive results, but I should work for Krishna's pleasure. He understands his position pertaining to Supreme Lord and material nature, and that's why he works purely with that knowledge. Prakriter guna sammodha sajjante guna karmasu tan kritsna vido vandan kritsna vinna vichalayet. Yes.
Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become attached. But the wise should not unsettle them, although these duties are inferior to due to the performer's lack of knowledge.
Yeah. So Krishna comes back on that topic again. That don't those who are attached to act in a certain manner, being attached to fruitive results and all that. So then don't disturb them. Don't disturb them by trying to inspire some vairagya in them and say that, chalo, Jnana Yoga chalte, so let us leave everything and go to Jnana Yoga. Don't do that. These people are attached, so let them work. Through the working properly, they will become purified. No problem. So that's the point. The void should not unsettle them. Tan mandan कृत्स्नविन न विचालित. जिसको सब पता है कृत्स्नवित. कृत्स्न means everything. Kritsna. And with means he knows. One who is knowledgeable of all these factors, learned man, he should not disturb these people who are attached, and they should work actually. By the work, they will slowly get purified and then they will become detached. So by taking Jnana Yoga example, why are you unnecessarily disturbing them and inspiring them to act in the way? Because you will set the example. You are leader, no, they will take your example and then will also follow your path. So this is not how the learned man should act this way. See, Prabhupada says that sometimes you see that people are busy in nationalism, altruism, socialism, and all that. But those who are enlightened in spiritual life should not try to agitate such material engrossed persons. Better to prosecute one's own spiritual activities silently. So देखो बहुत important बात बोली जा रही है, इसको समझो. Such bewildered persons may be engaged in such primary moral principles of life as non-violence and similar materially benevolent work. So sometimes if you see some people who are too much attached to work in their own field of socialism or nationalism, altruism, so let them work, no problem. Try to give some Krishna consciousness slowly, slowly, slowly. Don't try to knock them out by speaking some transcendental knowledge. Don't try to knock them out from that orbit of their service. So it may happen that they don't accept bhakti also, and then they also gave up that work, and then they become extremely lazy people or people who are not doing even the duty. So at least they can act on the duty platform. You try to make them Krishna conscious, but if you see that they cannot become Krishna conscious, so no problem, let them slowly, slowly. You give them prasadam, you give them some knowledge, and slowly let them come. No problem. There are so many people like that, right? They are into social service and all that, but on Janmashtami they will come and they will help clean the temple, or they will do some service setup and all that. बस उसको आप बोलोगे chanting करो, वो नहीं करेगा chanting करेगा. He will not do. But he will follow non-violence. He wants to once in a while do some service. ठीक है ना, good. Don't disturb them by saying what social service nonsense you are doing. It's all bodily platform. Give it up. So, so that person, he's not ready for bhakti, and then you also knocked off his faith from what he was doing. So, वो तो फिर उत्पात करेगा. That person will just become a disturbance in society. So that's what Krishna is saying here. Most of the people are attached to the work, so let them work. You try to cultivate them in Krishna consciousness. If they can, it's okay. Otherwise, let them come slowly. Don't disturb them and make them take some radical step like giving up the duty and all by speaking so much about Jnana Yoga or anything like that. See, men who are ignorant cannot appreciate activities in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Lord Krishna advises us not to disturb them and simply waste valuable time. But he says, but the devotees of the Lord are more kind than the Lord because they understand the purpose. So consequently, they undertake all the kinds of risks, even to the point of approaching ignorant men. Dekho, Prabhupada is saying one nice thing, amazing thing, in fact. He's saying, so this is what Krishna is recommending, but sometimes devotees are even more compassionate than Krishna. Devotees are even kinder than the Krishna, than Supreme Lord Krishna. So sometimes even if they may go and disturb the person so that they can disturb a person so that he can become a devotee that way, right? Sometimes we see that some devotees for many months or years, they will try to cultivate a person who is little bit envious, or he may be also very troublesome, but eventually they succeed and they make that person into a devotee, right? Sometimes we see so many people who were critical of devotees, but then they eventually turned into devotees. Why is that? Because the devotees are very kind. So Krishna is telling, in general, if you see that person is too much attached to the to his own set of activities, don't disturb him. Still, devotees may strive to sort of bring that person out from that attached kind of work and make him a devotee. But if we consistently see that somebody is not interested, then we may be okay to give him some prasad and let Krishna purify his heart slowly. Then the person will become. Krishna's purpose in speaking here is don't disturb, common men by accepting Jnana Yoga. This is his point. That's all he wants to say. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasyadhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvara. Yes, Prabhu.
Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me, with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight.
Yeah. So that's what Krishna is concluding over here. So that's why Arjuna, Mai Sarvani Karmani. So offer all these activities unto me. Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa, giving up all the fruits for actions, everything, just offering all the activities unto me. Nirashi, Nirmamo, give up this attachment for my things or my body and my things. And then Vigata Jvara, free from lethargy, fight. So Krishna is recommending Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam Karma Yoga in this verse. Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya, which means that Krishna is telling, offer all these activities unto me, offering all the fruits unto me. You fight. Or it can also be connected to Bhakti Yoga. The verse can be connected in that manner also. The context is of Nishkam Karma Yoga. So the Acharyas have explained it in terms of Nishkam Karma Yoga primarily. Because we have seen already in Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam Karma Yoga also, the practitioner, he offers the activities for Krishna's pleasure only, right? But the point is that, yeah, he is not ready to change his activity. He's not attached to the fruits, but yeah, he's attached to the activity. He will do only Kshatriya thing or he will do only Brahmana thing, whatever he identifies with. But whatever, still that is Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam Karma Yoga. And the person is also very active. He works, he's free from lethargy. Prabhupada takes the Bhakti Yoga meaning in this verse, and Prabhupada says that this verse clearly indicates the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties as if in military discipline. See, this is very important. Prabhupada has used military discipline word. Sometimes the rules of regulations of Krishna consciousness rules, they may look like some military discipline, but Prabhupada is using the word military discipline. Get up in the morning, come for Mangalarti, chant 16 rounds, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam, then during day surveys, especially in temple setups and all, we see that there is a strict sort of program that everybody follows, has to follow. Like that. So even in Grihastha's houses, right, those who are very, sincere practitioners, even within their houses, they have a very strict schedule where every day they will get up, they will do Mangalarti, they will chant their rounds strictly, and they may do Guru Puja also. Some of them, they will even hold Bhagavatam class by hearing from Guru Maharaj or like that. So they follow the entire temple morning program in their house. So sometimes it may appear like it's military discipline, but it is fine. Prabhupada is writing military discipline. Military mein kaisa rehta hai? So like that. Of course, with love, not like we are forced, but we also come like that. In the morning, like how they in the military, they will say, come and, they will salute. So similarly, we come in the morning and we salute to Prabhupada, to Guru Maharaj, to our beloved lordships, Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna, like that. So, yes, sir. So like that, we see that discipline is expected. Such an injunction may make things a little difficult because discipline is always difficult, no? Nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna. That is the constitutional position of the living entities. So Prabhupada says that sometimes this discipline may be a little troublesome also. But then it should be done, right? So unless and until we are sick or something, if we are not keeping well, or very genuine cases, it's understandable that one is not able to follow these aspects. But otherwise, apart from that, one is hale and healthy. There's no reason that we should not follow these things that way. So yes, the point is that military discipline, it's important. We try to follow that, especially in Vaidhi Bhakti, very much important. One has to sacrifice everything for the goodwill of the Supreme Lord, and at the same time discharge prescribed duties without claiming proprietorship. Prabhupada writes very nice line, Arjuna did not have to consider the order of the Lord. He had only to execute his order. Once you start practicing path of bhakti and all, once you surrender to Guru and all, so we don't have to so much consider, we should execute that order. This doesn't mean that there is no scope to clarify, but in general, our mentality should become like, if the instruction comes from spiritual master or our superiors, our Shiksha Guru, then we are ready to follow it immediately. If we have some questions, we may clarify, but we are never in the mood of not following it. We don't want to disobey it. You have some difficulty, express it. How do I do this? Prabhu, I want to follow this, but then this is one issue. So how can I do it? Tell me, please help me, like that. So Arjuna did not have to consider the order. He had to only execute the order. It's like military discipline. In military, if you too much ask, if you ask too many questions, you know what happens. They will make you hold this huge gun and take 3 rounds of the ground. So you will be so dead tired, like that. So, I mean, they will make you give some punishment like that. So the point is, we are not saying that there is no scope for clarification in bhakti, but point is, the heart should be, as soon as you get an instruction, it should be ready to execute it. It should be ready to follow it. And if you have some clarification, you ask, no problem. But not like you are in defying mode. I will not do it. I will not follow. Not like that. We are very much ready to follow that instruction. And if we are not able to do it, we feel also very sad that actually I'm not a very surrendered person. That's why I'm not ready to follow the instruction this way. Nirashi means one has to act on the order of the master, but should not expect fruitive results. Vigata jvara, especially without feverish mentality or lethargy. Vigata jvara means giving up that jvara, giving up that lethargy, giving up the madness for fruitive results, and also the aspect of lethargy, especially that jvara can mean that also. So if someone follows in this way, so more or less Krishna has concluded the discussion now here between Karma Kanda and Karma Yoga. Now he just speaks, those who follow these instructions, have faith in these instructions, Arjuna, what do they achieve? Those who don't have faith, what is their destination? Like that, Krishna concludes this section. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchante tepi karmabhi. Yes.
Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who
What happened, Prabhu? I can't hear
Those
you.
persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions.
Yeah, thank you. So this is my opinion, Krishna says, and those who follow this opinion, in the sense those who accept this completely, follow this teaching faithfully, Shraddhavanto, Anasuyanto. If you should not envy this instruction, Anasuyanto. Envy means why Krishna is saying like this? No, I don't do this. Why should I follow this? I will not follow. That's called Anasuyanto. Sorry, Asuyanto. So opposite of that, Anasuyanto. We don't envy Krishna's instruction. We don't feel like, hey, why? Who is Krishna to tell like this? No. So those who follow this instruction of Krishna and act accordingly, muchante tepi karma bhi, they will become free from all the bondage. This way. So we have to have firm faith in Krishna's instructions. That's it. There are many philosophers who write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, but they have no faith in Krishna. They will never be liberated from bondage, right? Sometimes some people even write commentaries, but they have hardly any faith in Krishna. So they are not Shraddhavanto. And sometimes some commentators, they have faith, but they can't accept Krishna's instructions as perfect and as completely to be followed. So they're envying the Lord in that case. Anasuyanto. So such people cannot become free from bondage. But on the opposite, ye tvetat abhyasuyanto nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnan vibhudanstan vidhi nashtana chetasah. Yes, Prabhu.
But those who, out of envy, disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly are considered to be bereft of all knowledge, befooled, and ruined in their endeavors for perfection.
Yeah. But if somebody becomes envious towards Krishna, doesn't want to follow these instructions, nanu tishtanti, so such people, then they will become completely bewildered in all matter of knowledge, and then they will be completely ruined in their endeavors for perfection. So he's telling to Arjuna that, see, what I'm telling you, if one follows it faithfully without envying me, then one will become free from bondage. But if one is envious towards me and doesn't want to follow these instructions, so such a person will be ruined this way, like that. Sadrisham cheshtate swasya prakrite jnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Yeah. Yes,
Even a
Prabhu.
even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the three modes. What can repression accomplish?
Yeah. So understand this verse, what he's saying. He's basically concluding it. So he's saying, Arjuna, everybody acts as per their own nature that they have received from their prior karma and through material nature. Nigraha kim karishyati. So you take the path of jnana yoga, but you are not sufficiently purified. तो वो निग्रह काम नहीं करेगा कुछ. Everything you understand these verses in terms of that fundamental point of jnana yoga versus nishkam karma yoga. Nigraha kim karishyati. Nigraha will not work. So you may say that jnana yoga, but the point is, without that purification, if somebody takes to jnana yoga, they are going to follow their senses and mind and all that. So what will that so-called nigraha do? Nigraha means where you externally stop the senses, like somebody takes sannyas, so he should be away from money and opposite sex and all other objects of material world. So, but then imagine that person is not freed in his heart from the desire to enjoy. So he will be soon, his mind and senses will force him to act. and then such a person may fall down from his position. What will repression accomplish? So this path of repression, this jnana yoga, where especially if you are not purified and you are trying to practice, so it will become like a repression, and that repression cannot accomplish anything. This way. So that's why academically one may be very learned, but because of his long association with material nature, he is in bondage. Therefore, here, the next line. Without being fully in Krishna consciousness, one should not give up his occupational duties. No one should suddenly give up his prescribed duties and become a so-called yogi or transcendentalist artificially. This is the point. We should never give up the duty just like that and think that I have become transcendental. Arjuna, don't give up your duty and think that you have become transcendental. Instead, set a good example and let everybody follow this path of Nishkam Karma Yoga so that they can gradually purify it. Then they will actually gain the detachment. They will be free from the desires to enjoy the senses. And then they become qualified to practice Jnana Yoga in that manner. So otherwise it will become a case of repression. And what can repression accomplish? Nothing. They will be swept away by the force of, mind and senses, right? It so much happens. Sometimes some people who are not qualified, and they may take to the renounced order of life. It happens here also in Vrindavan. Many people come and, here in Vrindavan also it happens. Many people come by frustration of the work or something, and they give up everything and run away and come to Vrindavan. But then if they are not sufficiently purified, they are not detached, then what happens is after some time they get into wrong things here in Vrindavan. Or they will then, once that frustration aspect goes away, they will again go back. It happens like that. So we have to have sustained renunciation. And for that, we should have done our duty nicely. Then that renunciation will be sustained. If we don't do our duty nicely, we will not get sustained renunciation. It will be a flickering renunciation. Suddenly we will feel like, oh, I don't want anything. I don't want money. I don't want prestige. मुझे तो बस एक कुटिया दे दो वृंदावन में. But वो इधर कुटिया आके he'll start he will start building a big building here. He wants to make big money, big matha here. Not for serving Krishna. If you want to serve Krishna, that is nice, like our Krishna Balram temple. But he wants to build a big matha for himself so that he can enjoy nice. So what happened? You see, it's not a sustained renunciation because of not doing the duty properly. Krishna is telling, do the duty properly, become properly detached. That's the best way to proceed. So that's why don't give up the duty of fighting. Indriyasya indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavasthitau tayorna vashamagachetau hyasya paripanthino. Yes, Prabhu, these are the two last verses, and then I'll pause.
There are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization.
Yeah. So that's why, raga and dvesha, that's the problem. Activity is not the problem. Fighting is not the problem. Raga dvesha is the problem. If you are attached to the fruits of fighting, that will cause bondage. Or if you are dvesha, you hate fighting, that is also not good. You should not hate fighting. We should do it as a detached person, that this is my duty, that's it, let me do it as a duty. So that's why don't become Don't go to any extremes. Don't go to raga, attachment, where you want to fight because you want to enjoy the kingdom and all. Although Krishna said before that if you are not qualified for Nishkam Karma Yoga, you fight on Karma Kand. But Krishna is cancelling that and saying that don't become influenced by raga. And similarly, don't become influenced by dvesha also. Hatred for fighting. So because of that hatred, you don't want to fight only. You want to take Jnana Yoga and go away. No. These both are paripanthi, no. These are enemies actually. Stumbling blocks, Prabhupada writes. So don't come under their influence. Instead, practice Nishkam Karma Yoga without without any attachment, without any hatred. Do your duty perfectly. That way, you will achieve all perfection. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreyah paradharmo bhayavaha. Yes, bro, this is the last verse.
It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous.
Yeah, so it's an important verse and you understand it nicely because this verse can cause some confusion also sometimes. So we'll pause after this. There is the next section of lust, which will take about half an hour to complete. So that's okay with this section. We will begin after this section. We'll begin the 4th chapter in the next session. I will not extend now beyond this. So, yeah, because this is the last part, 6, 7 verses. That's it. But yeah, this verse we will discuss and stop. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha. Krishna is saying swadharma, one's own duty, even though performed faultily, viguna. He says it is shreyan, it is superior than doing somebody else's duty. Paradharma. And that paradharma you may be able to do very well also. So you are a kshatriya, you do your own duty even though faultily, but don't do a brahmana's duty. And you may do very, very perfectly also, but don't do that. Swadharme nidhanam shreya. It is better to die doing one's own duty rather than paradharmo bhayavaha. Rather than somebody else's duty, which is frightening aspect. Don't do that. See, Krishna is speaking on the level of Nishkam Karma Yoga here. Because that path has such a regard for one's varna and ashrama, so Krishna is speaking like this. Imagine if this verse was there in Bhakti Yoga context. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna. Will we have this idea in Bhakti Yoga that it's better to do one's own duty even faultily rather than do somebody else's duty perfectly? Well, the point here is in Bhakti Yoga, we are not attached to one particular varna or ashrama. We are attached to what is instructed to us. So Swadharma here, if it means instructions coming from Guru, then we can say that this verse applies for Bhakti Yoga also. But if we are taking Swadharma to mean Varnashrama Dharma, then Bhakti Yoga, this verse does not apply to Bhakti Yoga. Because in Bhakti Yoga, if Guru tells you, you don't do Brahmana duties, instead I want you to do Kshatriya duties, will a devotee do it or not? Kshitija, what you feel? Will he do or not? If Guru wants him to act as a Brahmana instead of Kshatriya.
A devotee will do it, Prabhuji.
He will do it. So there, he will not say, Paradharma Bhayavaha, Guru Maharaj, Paradharma Bhayavaha. He will not say such a thing. Because for him, Guru's instruction, Krishna's instruction is supreme. So this verse, Krishna is speaking like this because this is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Some devotees, they have misunderstood this whole verse and they take it to mean in bhakti also we should follow our own varna and ashrama. Yeah, we should follow as much as possible. But when Guru only wants you to take up something else, will you reject that? You cannot reject that. Then that will become path of Nishkam Karma Yoga. If you reject that, then that's not path of Bhakti Yoga. If Guru says, well, I want you to give up your duties and everything and come back now and become a preacher in the temple. So now that's a Brahminical work. Before we may be doing some Vaishya work. So if Guru tells that, you have to do it. Of course, whether Guru will tell like that or not depends on disciples' surrender. That is a different story that we are not talking about that. But I am saying, as a practitioner of bhakti, our Guru, our superior may tell you to act sometimes as Kshatriya, sometimes as Brahmana, sometimes as Vaishya, sometimes as Shudra. Huh? But all are transcendental services, and we don't say that ye mera nature nahi hai, I am a Kshatriya, why am I being asked to act like a Brahmana, or I am a Brahmana, why I have to act like Shudra? No. In bhakti, every service is transcendental. But if you take the platform of Nishkam Karma Yoga, this is perfect, this verse. Krishna is saying, better Arjuna, you fight, and even if you are not able to fight properly, you do your own duty. Rather than taking Jnana Yoga, somebody else's duty. Vanaprastha या फिर ब्राह्मण की ड्यूटी क्यों ले रहे हो तुम? You do your own duty of fighting. Swadharma nidhanam shreya. In fact, you are destroyed while performing your duty. It's okay. It's good. Rather than taking somebody else's duty. So you see, it has a very specific context of Nishkam Karma Yoga. Then this verse makes a complete sense. If it is Bhakti Yoga, for us, Guru's instructions, superior's instructions, they are supreme. There, then we don't say, मैं Brahman हूँ, मैं Kshatriya हूँ, मैं वो हूँ, ये नहीं. Today we are teaching Shastra, which is a Brahminical activity. Tomorrow our Guru may ask us, no, I want you to go in the kitchen and cook, or I want you to, bring money for the temple, become a fundraiser. So now that's a Vaishya kind of service, bringing money. Or I want you to be a sweeper, cleaning. That's a Shudra kind of service. Although I'm not saying services they should never be judged like that. Every service is transcendent. One who is sweeping can also go back home. One who is distributing books can also go back home. And one who is teaching Shastra can also go back home, back to God. So everything is transcendental. But I'm saying the nature of that service. Some service may be more like Vaishya kind of service. Some may be like Shudra kind of. But we don't discriminate like that. We see that there paradharmo bhayavaha. If you want to apply it in Bhakti Yoga's context, so understand paradharma means that which is not instructed by Guru. Then it is frightening, yes. And Swadharma means that which is instructed by Guru. फिर ये आप श्लोक जो है, you take it for bhaktas also, it will apply, no problem. But if you are taking the Swadharma to mean Varna and Ashrama, that aspect, and Paradharma means somebody else's Varna and Ashrama, and the duties pertaining to that, then the verse does not go well with Bhakti Yoga process. So this Vishwan Chakravarti has pointed this out, saying that this is not the ultimate instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Some of the Sampradayas from South India and all, they consider that this is the ultimate instruction of Krishna. But it is not right. This is an instruction of Krishna at the level of Nishkam Karma Yoga. And there it is perfect. All right? But in Bhakti Yoga, it's transcendental. Spiritual duties are as ordered by the spiritual master for the transcendental service of Krishna. You see? But whether material or spiritual, one should stick to the prescribed duties up even up to death, rather than imitate another's prescribed duties. So Prabhupada goes ahead and he says that in bhakti, it may be different, you can see. However, when one transcends the modes of material nature and is fully situated in Krishna consciousness, he can perform anything and everything under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. In that complete stage of Krishna consciousness, the Kshatriya may act as a Brahmana, Brahmana may act as a Kshatriya. For example, Vishwamitra was originally a Kshatriya, but later on he acted as a Brahmana. Whereas Parshuram was a Brahmana, but later on acted as a Kshatriya. Why? Because these are fully realized souls. These are, these are great sages, or Parshuram is directly the incarnation of Lord. So the point is what? In bhakti, this consideration may or may not be there, but in the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga, the consideration is very much there. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna, don't take the paradharma of Jnana Yoga. Do the swadharma of fighting. And even if you are destroyed in that fighting, it's okay. No problem. Swadharme nidhanam shreya. Paradharmo bhayavaha. If you take Bhakti Yoga, follow what Guru is telling, Superior is telling, Shiksha Guru is telling. That's your perfect duty. And even if you're not able to do it properly, it's fine, because that is the instruction. But leaving that instruction and trying to do something else only, then that is bhayavaha. That is not good. We should follow what we are instructed to do. That way. All right. So I hope you understand the subtleties of this verse. So because it's one of the very important verses in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Are there any quick questions we can take, and then we can stop today? The section of lust, the next section, Kama, it would have been very appropriate to discuss today, because today happens to be Vijayadashmi. So I give you, I offer my best wishes and prayers on this day of Vijayadashmi, the day when Lord Ramachandra killed the demon Ravana, Rakshasa Ravana. So Ravana represents the Kama, lust, and Sri Ramachandra, he can only kill the lust. Sri Krishna or Sri Rama, only they can kill the lust. So if we bring the Lord in our heart, then we can kill the demon called as lust. Lust doesn't mean only attraction for the opposite sex, but it basically means the desire to enjoy independently. It can be for money, for post, for position, for sensual enjoyment, everything. All that is lust. So on this day, we pray to Sri Lord Ramachandra that he may kill this demon of Ravana within our heart, which is the lust to enjoy the objects of material world. So by Lord's mercy, Krishna's mercy, we can see that it's possible to conquer this desire. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Rajendra Prabhu has been raising hand from long time. I'm sorry that you had to wait. Yes, Prabhu. What's the question?
Hare Krishna, Dhanat Pranam for wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. My question was that how to deal with people who thinks themselves that they are doer. So like people, we deal with many people who always claim that we have done this, we help you like this, and actually they didn't did the circumstances actually
So they are devotees or non-devotees?
non-devotee.
Non-devotees. So, see, devotees won't say such a thing, agreed. But sometimes what happens, a devotee who is under the influence of, he is bewildered by Maya, he may also start thinking like that. We have done so much for you and we helped you and all that. So we should be grateful from our side to anyone who is helping, no doubt. But one who is offering help should never think like they have to be grateful to me. I am the one who helped. If we are able to help something, we are very thankful to Krishna that Krishna gave us the opportunity to serve that way. So, as soon as we do, Smritis say that as soon as you offer something to somebody, you help, immediately you forget. As soon as you help someone, you forget it, that you helped that person anytime. And as soon as you receive help, never forget that I received the help from this person. And this is how the Manu speaks. तो जिसको मदद की है वो तो हम अगले क्षण भूल जाना चाहिए कि मैंने इसको मदद की करके, और जिससे मदद ली है उसको कभी नहीं भूलना चाहिए. That's the way Kritadnya person has been defined also. Kritam janati sah Kritadnya. He always remembers what has been the help provided to him. Yes. So if you see people, yes, Prabhu, those who have that sort of attitude that we are the doers, and like that, we did this to you. So, if they are obviously non-devotees, then they need the knowledge, no? They don't have the knowledge. So, slowly, if they can be given the knowledge of that, how the success is not only dependent on us, it is also on so many factors. See, they have not designed their bodies, right? So we can try to give them some knowledge, saying that, this body, who gave this? Have we designed the body? This intelligence in our head, we have designed or what? So it was given to us, no? So who has given it? It is coming by some superior arrangement. Somebody may be very intelligent, somebody may not be very intelligent. तो ऐसे नहीं कि उसने अपना ब्रेन असेंबल किया है. अगर ऐसा रहता था तो हर कोई आइंस्टाइन जैसा ब्रेन असेंबल करता था ना खुद के लिए. But sometimes, but we see that some people may be like Einstein, some people may be like just complete dullards. So you see that these things are under control of some superior forces. So many things in our life, right? So logically, you have to speak to these people. They may not understand scriptures, they may not accept scriptures, but you have to speak to them logically, like that. That how things in this world, we see oftentimes they also depend on us. They depend on the higher factors, right? So many people work hard, but only few get some special privileges. Sometimes we see that some people die in some terrible accidents or terrible plane crashes. So some die, some don't die. So we see that why is a certain thing happening to a certain individual, not to another individual? Is it completely random, or is there some design behind it? So especially people who are outside world, no, you have to talk to them on a logical basis, and they may understand something, start understanding. And when they develop some faith, then we can also speak from scriptures, how scriptures explain these particular things that way. So it's not that difficult, Prabhu, to make people understand that there are factors beyond their own talents and all. Otherwise, why so many superstitions, right? You have seen so many sports persons and all, they have such superstitions. They will, bind some band here, or they will wear one ring only. Why? They feel it's some good luck charm. They feel it will give some success. Success is not only their own effort, but it's also these factors, multiple factors. So yes, Prabhu, the knowledge is important. Otherwise, yes, you can't expect them to understand these factors. Slowly, at least they should be talked to and given this knowledge that how we are not the only doers. There are other things. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And my second question is regarding that we heard that the Krishna did many activities to follow the standard, but we should not follow. We should follow their words. But I heard one of any senior Bhagavad Katha car, Murari Bab. So in one of his article, he was writing that even Krishna was not able to, we can say, not able to educate his son like Samba properly. So how to understand this thing?
See,
Although
now,
we know that this is not correct what he's writing, but
yeah, I understand. Yeah, see, basically, see now, that particular Kathakar, why he wrote such a thing, what was his consciousness exactly, that we can't know because we don't know what is he thinking about Krishna. So Krishna could not educate his son Samba, and that's why Samba acted like that towards the sages by putting those cloths under his belly and showing as if he's a pregnant woman. So now, if he's saying this from the aspect of taking some lesson, so that we can learn some lesson, that okay, you see, even for someone like Krishna, and to educate Samba in this world was so difficult because children, they have their own free will and you can't do much about it. You can try to give them best education, but if they don't take it, what to do? Huh? If he's giving some lesson like that, or like, it may be okay. It's all right to consider like that. So I don't know with what context he's saying. Sometimes Kathakars, they have some weird ideas, like even Krishna is under the sway of karma, or Krishna also couldn't control a situation. So it's never the case, right? Krishna is supreme controller. He can control every single situation. So it's not that he couldn't educate Samba, but he arranged the Samba story only for the aspect of teaching that how, if even his son offends a great sage like Narada or Vyasa or Brahmanas like that, even he will be punished. This was Krishna's purpose in that pastime. Samba is at no fault. Why he acted like that? Because Krishna wanted him to act like that. In my recent visit to Kuwait, I had given this in one of the morning classes. I spoke on this. I spoke on 12 reasons why Krishna arranged this whole pastime of Maushala Leela. ये मुसल वाली लीला क्यों भगवान ने की? I have spoken 12 reasons in that. So if you want, you can hear that. We don't accept that Krishna couldn't educate his son. Point is, it could have written in this manner that even Krishna, when he comes in this world, he wants to teach some things through the pastimes. So although he is supreme controller, still he arranged through Samba a certain teaching that if Krishna is showing that any great person also offends the pure devotees, he will be doomed. At least he will be punished for some time. This is what Krishna is teaching there. नहीं तो कृष्णा को क्या कंट्रोल नहीं, कृष्णा, what can he not control? He can control everything. So it's not that he couldn't educate Samba. No, it is happening by his will. That's what he desires. That's why it is happening. Got it?
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So that's how I would say that sometimes, these outside Kathakars and all that, although we may respect them, but if they are not giving the tattva aspect behind things, so sometimes then it becomes, the whole explanation becomes very problematic. So better we first learn Shastras very nicely, our own devotees and Shastras and all. It's not that I'm saying you are hearing or like that. You may have heard it from somebody, or somebody may have come to you saying, this is what Bapuji was saying, or like that. No, but yeah, oftentimes they may speak some principles which don't go well with the Shastra. They may speak good things also, that's fine. But they may speak also some things which are not in line with Shastra. So as a sincere sadhaka, first thing we should do is read our Acharya's book end to end. Prabhupada has given us Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. इसको अच्छे से पढ़ लेना चाहिए एक बार, end to end. For understanding Prabhupada, if you require some help from acharyas, then we can read those also. Like many times, what explanation I am giving to you, they are based on acharya commentaries. So then you understand Prabhupada's words also nicely. So that is also okay in support to understand Prabhupada. But unless and until we do this, we never ever venture into any outside kathas or anything, because yeah, those principles that they speak may be they may not be proper. It's possible. So yes, as all of you are learning this philosophy very nicely and all that, keep that focus, learn it nicely. Prabhupada's 4 books of Bhakti Shastri, and then even Bhagavatam, all this can be learnt very, very nicely. Then you will yourself become so capable that as soon as you hear something, you can evaluate. तो देखो, मेरा पर्पस ये है टीचिंग में. I want to educate people in such a way that they become powerful to evaluate themselves that whether this explanation of Gita is right or not. At least they develop some capacity towards that. This is how you can learn. I mean, this is what is our desire, Prabhupada's desire. Not only, I'm not saying myself, I am just a small person. I'm saying this is what is our desire of Prabhupada and Acharyas, that you develop that skill and such a knowledge that as soon as you heard something, you can only tell whether it is right or not. इतना आप में आना चाहिए, ऐसी क्षमता आनी चाहिए. In each one of you, I'm saying. So if you develop that, then you will yourself answer hundreds of questions. And then you don't have to even ask somebody. आप खुद ही बोल दोगे कि प्रभु जी समझ गया मैं, ये तो ठीक नहीं, because of this reasons. That way. So till the time you learn like that, you can ask anything. Most welcome. All your questions are welcome. So thank you so much for asking this important question. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's go ahead and meet in the next.